So the right thing for me to say in this video would be that you need to train for yourself, for your own health and your own longevity. Yeah, fuck that. It is nice to be the strongest and fittest guy in the office. Period. No one can take that away from you. So the next time I see fucking Robert in a couch. Sorry about that. Anyways, as I was saying, the way to go about this is loving the journey and not using pettiness and anger that much. And it's simple. If you want to be fitter and stronger than 99% of people, you have to be willing to do what 99% of people don't do. And blah, 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 and all this stuff. Look, I'm not going to give you the spiel because, yes, of course you need all these things. Of course you need to be, responsible, eat well, have great character, willpower, and all this fucking bullshit. Here's the deal. If you want to be fitter than most people, you just have to train smart, train for long enough, and just be patient. Train effectively and make sure that the time you're using in the gym gives you the best results. That's it. So yeah, being fitter than 99% of people sounds like this amazing feat. And statistically it is because of how numbers work, but in actuality it's really not that hard. It boils down to three things. You need to stay consistent, stay fit and strong, and then just wait. So now let's go over all three of these. The most helpful principle that I have started incorporating and using is leave while still wanting to be there. Always leave a little bit in the tank, okay? This is not, of course, every day. There's some days when you have to push, and there's some days when there's gonna be shit in there that you don't wanna do, but you gotta stay there and do it, period. But this is not most days, okay? Allow for things to get hard. Don't try to make them hard just because you think you should be working harder. So don't make training to be this huge task, this train every day, abs every day, cardio every day type thing, okay? Choose a split, make a program, buy a program that is approachable and fits your life, okay? And allows you to leave the gym with still a little bit of energy left. Why is this important? Well, the most important part is that it will keep you coming back, And the second one, and oftentimes a very important part, is that it keeps you from derailing the work that you just did by just eating like a pig or staying up till 3 in the morning. It keeps you thinking about the session that comes tomorrow and the day after. And that honestly is one of the hardest concepts to get through people's head. Hey, you don't live in a vacuum. Whatever you do today will affect tomorrow. So leave the gym where you're still wanting to be there. Number 2 is staying fit and staying strong, okay? Just training well in general. Now, there's some caveats here, and there's a different way of approaching it depending on what your actual goals are. If you want to stay athletic and keep playing like sports, like pick up basketball, tennis on the weekends and stuff, you need to train more like an athlete, okay? Not so much like a bodybuilder. If your goal is to just look good, then yeah, train like a bodybuilder. So, if your goal is to be an athlete and stay active and stay fit and fully able, focus more on strength work, moving a good amount of weight through a full range of motion. Add some hypertrophy movements here and there, but don't stress too much about them. Go into the gym, pick a movement, ideally compound movement. Barbells are great, non-mandatory, okay? Do a few sets, lower reps, higher weight. Add a few accessory pieces for hypertrophy work, maybe to target those muscles that are hard to reach, like the hamstrings, the calves, the obliques. Call it a day. That's how you stay strong. You move heavy shit. If you want to look good, if you want to be a bodybuilder, choose a split that works for you, fits your life, and train hard, because you have to train hard. You're trading a little bit of soreness for weight because the weights are not going to be that big, but you will be doing them for more reps. You will be feeling the burn a little bit more, and you will be probably more sore most days. When you train like an athlete, ideally, you don't want to be that sore because you're focusing on practicing, on playing, and that's where heavy lifting comes in. It keeps you strong, it keeps you explosive, and it doesn't tire you that much when you do it well. Second part of this is staying fit. Now, again, if you're trying to be an athlete, if you're trying to be able to do other sports, ideally you'll be practicing them, and that will already be giving you enough conditioning. So if you already have practice like 2 or 3 times a week, don't worry too much about your conditioning. If you're really suffering, add some low intensity sessions, 20 to 30 minutes at a zone 2 pace, doing pretty much anything, but it's probably not gonna be a reason to be concerned. If you're not playing a sport and if you're trying to look well, don't let go of your conditioning. Ideally 2 to 3 sessions, zone 2 sessions, 30 minutes, 40 minutes in the Stairmaster on an incline, on a treadmill, whatever it may be. That's more than enough. Ideally, if you truly want to maximize your results, and like the cherry on top would be some form of high intensity work at least once a week, when you're just like racing your heart as high as it goes and doing that for a few sets. You can do like intervals on a bike, intervals on a rower. You can go run some sprints, something of that sort. That'd be like amazing, like the best program that you can follow. And that's really it. Those are the two. I've made a lot of videos on this topic that I'll link above here, but those are the basics. All in all of this training should not take you more than maybe 5 hours a week, you know, and that's an amount of time that most people should be able to put towards like their health and their goals, especially if you're truly are trying to be fitter than most. 5 hours will be like the minimum. If you're just trying to stay fit and stay healthy, you can drop it down probably like 3 hours, have one gym session a week for like 45 minutes to an hour, and then the rest is cardio. That'll probably be more than fine. Finally, the hardest thing in this entire list is just waiting, sticking with it, and continue to do the routines and the programs until they work, because eventually they will work. It might take some time, especially if you're not being consistent, especially if you're cheating on your diet, but you'll get there. And that's the point. You have to stay consistent. You know, you want to do this. This is not about reliving past glories or showing that you're still guided and all that fucking bullshit. No, you want this and you will get it. Period. Fuck you, Robert. All right, and that's the video. As always, hopefully you got something useful out of it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I always love talking to you guys. If you want to learn more about training, I put together a 10 email series. You can sign up below. It's just 10 emails over the course of 10 days with the biggest lessons that I've learned over the past 20 years of training. The best things that I've done and some of the dumbest things that I've done. So yeah, you can sign up with a few clicks and you can unsubscribe whenever you want to. That's the video. Thank you everyone for watching. I truly do appreciate every single one of you.
It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale. Understanding others, the other elements, and the other nations will help you become whole.